I'm Allie, and today we're going to be looking at all my Monsteras and the plants that I have propagating to sell. I'd like to start with my favorite baby. Well, maybe not my favorite, I can't pick. But this is my Monstera alba. Look at how pretty she is. Come closer. Look at this leaf and the little fenestration on that one. Isn't it pretty? And I just have her in Leca. Recently I started, everyone says that this will maybe help with browning of your white elbows. So I started using silica in their water. And it's too early to tell if it's making any improvements. But I will say that these two leaves have not browned yet, which is great. And neither have any of my Oreas. They haven't browned. Well, this browned before I started using the silica, but look at it. Isn't it beautiful? They have like this, it's a good, like Polaroid variegation. Like it looks like a solid green leaf when it first comes out, and then it lightens to this nice Orea color. Isn't that pretty? Say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You can talk, just so you know. I'll cut all that out. This is my other elbow. My other elbow. Here she is. Isn't she pretty? I chopped her up because she was giving me crappy leaves, and it wasn't very promising at first, but now the variegation's really coming through. And oh, I just noticed there's a new leaf coming. Do you see that?
Put your hand behind it.
Hand? Oh, that's so exciting. Ooh. Anyway, so she probably needs to be propagated again and needs support because right now she's just using the support of the window to hold her up. This is one of her sisters that I cut off. Isn't that pretty? With a new leaf coming, I'm excited to see what this leaf looks like because I think this is going to be the elbow that I gift my sister. But and then I have these two that I propagated. This one looks so pretty and it looked like it was going to be really promising, but this is the leaf that it gave me. And I'm glad I didn't send it to my sister. And then I like this one, the marbly. It gives a very Tycon look, and I feel like it also helps with like browning. Like you're not going to have one of those elbows that look like this, where you're missing half of the leaf. Well, that actually looks great. That looks phenomenal. But like, yeah, leaves that look like this. I'll see a lot of people with elbows with that. Or this. Just constantly having to trim them up. And then I have my Thai constellation. Pardon. Big boy coming through. And there's a new leaf right here. Look at that. This actually hasn't given me a new leaf in like 2 months, so that's pretty exciting. I'm happy about that. I cut off all these extra aerial nodes, but it really needs to be repotted. It dries out every day. And when I fill it with water, once a week, it still hates me. So I've lost a lot of the baby leaves. But it doesn't look like it hates me, actually. It looks beautiful. And actually, this is empty. So I'm just gonna fill that up real quick. Actually, earlier I filled this to the brim and I picked it up facing me and it just like squirted all over. While I have you here, so that's all my Monsteras. We kind of blew right through that, right? That wasn't too fast?
Nope,
That was good?
that was good.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
So one of the first plants that I'd really like to talk about is my Majestic. I recently chopped her up and I married the two moss poles that were on top and bottom next to each other and just made a giant moss pole for her. But wow, look at how pretty she is. And she's getting big. But anyway, so I'm gonna sell all the small cuttings after they make some new growth points. Then over here is my Warcreanum. Is putting out a new leaf. Look at that. What is that on it? Okay. Did you see the new leaf? This is the mother leaf. She has seen better days. Whew, she's rough, but it doesn't matter. We got a baby coming. I've just kind of have her rerooting in sphagnum moss and leca. Kind of like a self-watering situation. Then we can move on. I got a little Hoya linearis cutting right there. Look at all the blooms on my lacunosa. So pretty. What else? I extended this moss pole. And can I just say, this plant has met all my expectations. Look at how freaking beautiful she is. And she's even starting to fenestrate. Like, look at all the little finnies on her. Isn't she gorgeous? I also propagated my Monstera tricolor, or Monstera alba, whatever. I think they sold it to me as a tricolor. I just chopped that node right there and then chopped the rest off and have them propagating right here. I know it has an unfurling leaf, but I did it anyway. Also put this in a better jar. This is my mystery anthurium. I have no idea what it is. They said it was a dock block times self, but you know, say whatever it is. My curtsy eye is beginning to trail and look really pretty. Okay, focus. I propagated my begonia Sinbad. And so, cause it was like, look how thick this is. But it was like climbing all the way up and then it finally like fell. I have a bunch of alocasia corn. Well, that's a veitchii right there. I pulled off the mother plant. I have a bunch of alocasia corms happening here that I'm going to end up trying to sell. I think I'm gonna sell my extra crystallinum because my other pot has 2 of them in there. And this is just like a really pretty one. I feel like somebody will love it. My Pallidiflorum, the new leaf of my Pallidiflorum is not any longer than the last. So I have a feeling it needs to be upsized yesterday. A bunch of new pictures coming on my Nepenthes pitcher plant. I found mealybugs on my Hoya gracilis, so I moved it into my kid's bathroom. But look at how many peduncles it has. So pretty and full. So I chopped my, oh, the backlighting is so bad in here, but I chopped my Ficus triangularis, 2 stem cuttings over there and 2 stem cuttings over there, just rooting in water. I have no idea how well it's gonna work. And this guy has just acclimated to this spot perfectly. He seems to be thriving. Okie dokie. So I guess I can get a better angle from the other side. So see my Biliaceae right there? I recently propagated it and I have it rooting over here, so I'm gonna sell her. I also have all these pink princesses rooting. I'm gonna sell those. And oh, here's a majestic bottom cutting that actually has roots, so hopefully it roots in really nicely and I can sell that. In here I just have more begonias. I think this is a little Monstera Peru, some succulents, this thing, Scindapsus. This is the exciting one. That is a Queen Anthurium worquianum. Wet stick that finally sprouted. Pretty excited about that. This is a philodendron fuzzy petiole that I propagated. I'll try to sell her. Oh, I also chopped up my Pothos Enjoy, and that's rooting. Sorry, that's my dog drinking in the background. Propagated that guy. Propagated a little bit of these begonias, and they're flowering, so they look absolutely beautiful. What's this? Oh, this is a majestic cutting that was rooted into the moss pole, so I just left it in moss. This is my mystery plant. I'm pretty sure somebody said it was a Philodendron Florida Beauty, which I have a ton of, but I don't remember my Florida Beauty having this shape at first, but we will see. I'm holding on to it just out of curiosity. More begonia, Scindapsus, fuzzy petiole, monstera. What's that? Oh, that's a hope. Peperomia hope. Oh, cute little begonia. Be selling that too. And I think that's it for inside the cabinet. So a coworker of mine recently moved to California and gave me her cabinet. We traded kayak racks for this cabinet, and I think it's going to be perfect. I'm just going to weather strip around the edges and take these shelves out and use it to keep my moss poles wet. Some of my plants that dry out really quickly. I'm going on a cruise, and I'd like for them to not dry out while I'm gone. Also, I finally detached my Sansevieria from this one because it was like coming out and then growing a whole new one. So I finally detached it, repotted it. Oh, look, my variegated opuntia is putting out some new growth. That's exciting. And she's coming back. We recently had a hurricane, and so we have all these worms that have washed up. And I left my Adansonii out here. It was the only plant I left out here since it's attached to the walls, and it did fine, but I didn't notice that the water reservoir at the bottom filled up with water, and so I lost a bunch of leaves. But I also stuck this cutting of Brantianum because I cannot grow Brantianum. It always just looks terrible in my care. But I stuck it out here on this moss pole, and it's like doing really well out here. Is that another? Oh, that's a new leaf coming right there. Wow, okay, cool. Okay, so this is my new cabinet. Hi, I just put a grow bulb up in there, and my mom gave it to me. I think it's supposed to like hold decorative plates or something. I don't know, but it holds my plants. And I got a few corms here. I'm testing out the light in here. So I have some like little frog's foot vines. I just thought the aesthetic looked nice and doesn't need that much light. But I do have one corm that's starting to, right here, starting to sprout. Some Amazonica corms. I have black velvet and Lauterbachia in there, variegated alocasia frydek in there, my calocasia lemon limeade right there, and some other mystery corms. I'm really terrible about labeling them. And then since she requires such little light, I just have her propagating down there. Really cute, just to kind of fill the space. So down here, she only gets about 75 foot candles. Back here is about 150. But over here, we're looking at 400, close to, 700 the closer you get. Which I have him outside, and he gets direct sunlight in the morning and afternoons, and that plant seems to be thriving. But it is a much more mature plant out there. But I think this is going to be perfect for all my little corms. All right, thank you so much for joining me on my little Monstera. I don't know.
You wanted to say Monstera Madness, didn't you?
I kind of did. My Monstera segment. Ooh. And going through all my new propagations that I plan on selling. While I was showing you my corms just a second ago though, I feel super inspired to make a new video. Next time I'm just gonna go around and use my light reader and show you how much light I'm giving on my plants. Just in case like you're at home and you're wondering if you're giving your plants too little or too much light, you can kind of see what these foot candles are doing for my plants. My light reader or light meter definitely changed the game for me because I was giving my plants way too little light, and I was able to see that I'm burning them because I'm giving them way too much light outside. So I highly recommend getting one of these. And I think that is it. That wraps it up. All right. Okay, bye.
So is that a light reader meter?
A light reader meter. That is correct.